So we're doing this wargaming thing. Whatever system that you're playing, whatever system that you're exploring, there are certain kind of universal rules, universal truths that play out in a game, and there's a lot of great ways to explore it. I love the narrative. I love the tactics. I love the building and the painting and collecting. But on top of all that, and that's all really great for wargaming, whether it's Battletech or X-Wing or Warhammer 40,000, Chain of Command, God Tier, Pacific Rim Extinction, all systems that I enjoy. It's also about the social interaction. I want to sit down with you, roll some dice, blow some stuff up, flip some cards, and have some fun, right? Maximus, are you not entertained? And within that interface, there's a lot of really great ways to play. You can be part of a big gaming club. Hey, I go here every Thursday and we've got 30 players and I play games. It could be something a little bit more casual and focused, as in I get together every Friday night with my friends. That was my entry to Warhammer 40K. 4 or 5 of us just every Friday and every Saturday playing Warhammer 40,000. Whether we got the rules right or wrong, it was a chance to play it. But what we see within a bigger gaming group is there's just, and I mean this in a good way, there's just some players where you're like, I love you, but I can't lose to you because I'm going to hear about it all week. You got lucky on the last game, and now you think you're like some sort of tabletop master, and you're going to send me texts, and I'm going to get a bunch of memes, and like, it's just out of control. So I always try to give a good game. I don't try to do anything beardy or metagaming, but sometimes honor's on the line or tabletop glory, and you're like, look, I need to win this next game. I need to make this happen. It has to happen, whether that's to break a losing streak or just you're stepping up and this is who you're playing. What can we look at to win the game? Now, I framework that out. And again, we're not looking at any one specific system. We're looking at these universal rules. That's why I've pushed this up to the Wargaming Tactics playlist. What I've been uploading to the Wargaming Tactics playlist to check out after this is these tactics that are universal, doing this wargaming thing. You can take these tactics, port them out to any system, and adapt them, increase your win rate. So within that framework, what is one thing, and we're going to look at a bunch, but I'm only picking out one right now. We're going to do one at a time. If you said, Fritz, I'm going in to battle 3 days from now, right? Well, what's today? Thursday, Wednesday, Saturday, I got to make this happen, brother. I can't take these memes I'm getting. I can't take these texts. Like, I got to pull out the win. What's that one thing that I could do? What's that one thing that I could do? So my first recommendation would be, if it's a D6-based system or even a D8-based system, more than anything else, volume of dice. You've got to up your volume of dice. We all have our favorite units. We all have our favorite effects. But most wargaming systems have these different phases that you have to be able to successfully move through to cause damage, to destroy a unit, to remove elements, to cause wounds. You have a number of attacks, whether they're lasers, machine guns, magic powers, psychic powers, space elf powers, whatever they're going to be. You got to hit the target first. Then you got to transfer that damage in a certain way to cause an effect to remove that piece. Let's look at Battletech for a second. You play Battletech, I've got to shoot the target. Now there's modifiers up and down that make it easier or harder to hit. What's the range? Long range harder, short range easy. Did I move my mech, my battle robot? Did it walk or did it run? Did it stand still? That adds modifiers. Obviously, if you're running, you're moving. Likewise, the target I'm shooting at, did it walk? Did it run? Is it behind cover? All these things go into a Battletech matrix, which will determine, hey, you hit on a 5 or higher, you hit on an 8 or higher, you need 12s to hit. So by that focus, the more weapons you fire, no matter what the odds are, the greater the chance for you to hit. So if I have a mech with one laser to shoot, yeah, I'm going to take the shot. If I've got 2 lasers or 3 or 5. So whatever your system is, you've got to get volume of dice on the table. You've got to get volume of dice. Now we get into something interesting where naturally a war game, we're trying to simulate different effects on the table, the fog of war and the narrative. So you might have a weapon that says, okay, if you shoot, you're gonna roll 3 dice, right? It's some sort of heavy type weapon. You're only rolling 3 dice. And if you hit whatever you need to hit, 4s, 5s, 6s on a 2d6, whatever number. If you hit, you're only rolling 3 dice, but they're a powerful attack. They might really damage the unit. They might insta-kill it. Something might happen. It's balanced out. 3 dice for this weapon, but it's going to do more damage if you hit. You still want volume of dice. I'd rather have, if I can get a weapon that, let's say, and I'm just kind of injecting a scale on this. If I have a heavy weapon that rolls 3 dice and I hit on a 3 or higher, and then if I hit you, so that's pretty good, 3 or higher. If I hit you, that means on average I'll hit with 2. If I roll really awful, I'll hit with 1. If I roll legendary, I'll hit with all 3. Then once I hit you, let's say I damage you on a 3 or higher. That's pretty good too. But if I have a choice of a weapon where I can fire 6 or 8 shots hitting you on a 3 or higher, and to damage you or cause an effect, I need a 5 or higher, I'll take the more volume of dice. The more volume of dice that you have when you make an attack, the greater the chance of causing whatever effect, even if it's not as powerful. You might have seen this in some games where the weapon really doesn't do much damage, but I'm attacking you with so many, if it's a D6 or a D8 based system. Even if I need 6s to damage you, even if I need to hit a certain number to hit you, just by the fact that I'm rolling more dice means when it comes time to do that, I'm going to hit. Okay, real world example, Battletech example. If you're not familiar with Battletech, it's robots going against robots, piloted by mech warriors. And the first thing you do in the tabletop game is you got to hit. So I've got a medium laser, does 5 points, does damage, right? Medium laser. I shoot that medium laser. When I hit you, Battletech understands that even though we're looking at 2 miniatures on a hex map, those miniatures are moving around. I mean, these are giant war machines, but they're very, very nimble. They're very fast. So they're moving, they're trying to get cover, they're firing. When I hit you, I roll on a chart to see, based on the facing, did I hit your torso? Did I hit your arm? Did I hit your leg? Did I hit your head? As you take damage, your armor falls off, and then eventually it goes to internal components, right? Think if you've got armor, you blast through that armor. Now you've got a gyro, you've got engine, you've got life support, you've got weapons, you've got ammunition, you've got movement for the mech, right? Components for that. You cause internal damage, the machine really starts to fall apart. So let's say I shoot a weapon and I punch through to your center, I punch through to your torso. So now we've gone to internals. I want to hit that spot again. Well, if it's random to hit the spot and I fire another laser, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a 1 in 8 chance of hitting certain areas. Well, if I fire 5 weapons or 6 weapons, randomly, that is going to increase the chances of hitting that one spot. So generally speaking, at a shooting phase, at a magic phase, at an attack phase, the more dice that you can put down and torrent someone with, that's where you want to go. I mean, going back to X-Wing miniatures for the longest time, still very powerful. TIE fighter spam. If I can put down 8, 12, 20 TIE fighters, they're expendable. Yes, I got to be able to fly them in formation. It's not just point and click. But I'm going to hit you and overlap you. You can have your evades. You can have your shields. You can have your abilities. You can have your deflections. You can have whatever you want. I'm going to be like, bow, 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 just rolling mad dice at you. So I'm not saying it's the auto win. But the first thing you want to look is really aggressively look at your list, your elements, your army, whatever the matrix is going to be. And look at the models in your collection or the variants that you can play. How do you pump up the volume of dice? Yes, we have units that we love. Yes, we have some really cool units. Yes, I've taken in like Chain of Command artillery one shot, where if I hit, it's just going to blast you like crazy. I'd probably be better off for support choices taking another 2 machine gun teams, because that's 16 dice that I put down versus 1. But if I hit, it looks great. So I say that because we do make choices based on some of the things that we want to play. But we're here so you stop getting those texts and those memes sent to you at random times at night, like 2 or 3 in the morning. So from that perspective, I would say you've got a game on Saturday. It's Thursday, you're getting ready, or it's Wednesday. Look at your list and ask yourself, based on the war game that you're playing, how can you pump up the dice on your attacks at whatever form they take? How can you double or triple just the raw dice that you throw down, and you're going to torrent someone just based on the dice? There's other further refinements, because if that was just the ultimate refinement, that's what everybody would do. Well, certain wargaming systems like 40K, it's just about how much dice you can roll. That does work in many, many cases, unless there's a counter for it. But we also want to refine it. We're going to get to that. It's not an auto win, but it's a navigation step in the right direction to help you to get that win for the next game.